All right, y'all. I am back. And I am back with a guest, a familiar face,
Mhm.
a lovely young lady,
Mhm.
a lady that's really doing her thing in the space of online. She has guests on. She gets into some deep feelings. I'm going to say feelings about that because she's a young lady that's really coming up in the game. She's really finding her way into the world that she wants to create for herself and family and friends. And I'm sure they love her just as much as I love her to speak to her today. And I'm going to let her introduce herself to you all right about now.
Thank you, Mr. Ray, for that introduction. I appreciate you. How are you feeling, first of all?
I'm doing about as good as I can do on this day that's obviously a lot really windy, and I
Hmm.
haven't really ate much lunch today, but
Yeah,
I do feel pretty good right now. I can't complain. Thank you for
that's
that.
good. That's good. Me too. I'm feeling good. It's kind of a gloomy day here in Dallas, but I'm feeling good. Can't complain. I got food to eat. Family around me and everything. So we're doing good. Yeah. But yeah, I'll go ahead and introduce myself. I'm a digital creator and podcast host based in the Dallas, Texas area. I have a podcast called the Feel Your Feelings podcast, which I launched back in graduate school as a grad student at the George Washington University. It was my capstone project. Now it's a passion project, and I basically talk about mental health and Gen Z, and basically how to bridge that gap between the two topics. And now I'm pretty much just wanting to explore a lot of different avenues with it, like talking about pop culture, entertainment, politics, and just different topics that interest me with it. So, yeah, it's my brainchild right now. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. And if you don't already know, I ask some questions, and I want questions to make my guests think.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
here's my delivery to you. I want you to go back in time in your mind to the first time you said, "I want to get on video and make a vlog or something, about what I want to do in podcasting." So I want you to go back. I want the first one. I want the rough cut, the edit version of the video that you first created
The video that I first created as a podcast host.
as a podcast host.
Oh my gosh. It was so cringy, first of all. So like I said, this was a capstone project for school. So I was a student. So I had a academic advisor that was kind of overseeing the whole thing. So I think I went on I had a basic microphone. It wasn't this is just a my sister's Blue Yeti, but it was a basic like $23 microphone from Amazon, and I had my HP laptop, and it was just audio only. I didn't show my face or anything, so I was basically just like talking to, I think I had a script. Like I had a script,
Mm,
and I had just recorded myself doing my intro for that, and I put together like a little trailer,
mm,
and it's still on my Instagram page. If you scroll all the way to like the first post, you'll hear it.
okay. All right.
Um, and this was during the COVID pandemic in 2020. So it was basically talking about um, isolation and how we need to talk to each other more. And the first people that I talked to were other students at GW. So yeah, it was very rough in my opinion. Hearing my own voice back recorded on audio is still very awkward to me.
All right. Cool. Cool.
Yeah.
Since we're in the podcast space, if you could imagine yourself tomorrow to do a podcast in anywhere in the world, and you got the camera to your face and you got a backdrop, I want you to describe where that is and what the backdrop is going to look
The backdrop would be me sitting in front of Magic Kingdom at Disney World.
like.
Magic Kingdom is the park with the castle, the princess, the Sleeping Beauty castle. Not the
Mm-hmm.
one in in California, but Disney World in Orlando. Like I've always wanted to go there since I was a little kid. I still want to go there at this big age of mine, even though I'm in my 20s still, but I still want to go because I consider myself like a Disney adult. But that would be my backdrop is Magic Kingdom. You know when they do those TV specials for like Christmas and they have like the celebrities come out to Disney World or Disneyland and they're like performing in front of the Disney castle in the background. Like I would love to have that as a backdrop and like do an episode out there or something.
Cool. Okay,
Yeah.
I never heard that Disney World. I actually been there before. I've been to Universal Studios, and
Cool.
I was about 13, 14 at the time, and I thought it was very interesting. It was expensive
Cool.
then, just like it is
Yeah.
now.
It still is now. Yep.
Mhm.
Oh,
All right, so I'm gonna pick your brain here a little bit
okay.
about your podcast,
Okay.
and you want to like, let's say you want to bring on a guest.
Mhm.
Do you like what kind of research do you do to prepare yourself for the guest that you're getting ready to bring on camera with you?
Prior to doing video podcasting, like actually showing my face, I would do a lot of extensive research for my audio podcasting and like basically like writing down the who, what, where, when, why, who are they, where are they from, why do I want them on my show, what do they do, etc., etc. But as I've started to like get more into video podcasting and like talk to other creators in the space too, like I realized that like the research aspect doesn't have to be too complicated. I just want to have a naturally flowing conversation. It's important, like the research is critical to like knowing who your guest is and what they like and where they're from. But I try not to let that take away from the actual conversation. So I think I've kind of backed away from the heavy duty research and just try to like talk to them like how I'm talking to you right now, you know?
Hmm.
So
All right. So sometimes, the best things come organically. You know
yeah,
how,
yeah.
sometimes I will go on Instagram, and that's going to be my next question. If I go on Instagram and I'll see somebody, male or female, and they're kind of talking about their podcast or their YouTube channel or
Hmm.
their little vlog site there. So I want to ask you this here. I've been wanting to ask a lady this, and I want you to be prepared for this, right? And I was talking to a friend of mine. I said, well, a lot of things be online. They're like thirst traps. So since you're from this generation here, tell me, put me in my older self, what makes a Instagram bio a thirst trap compared to more of a professional, I guess, bio or Instagram page?
You mean just in terms of like being a female in general, or just because some guys do it too? Let's be honest.
I,
There's
I'm both.
there's
Let's.
a guy there's a guy that I follow on TikTok. Maybe you've heard of him, Prayag Mishra. And he went viral for like this thing where he's like, it's the way you act, act, act.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah,
guy.
yeah. Okay, yeah, yeah,
Okay, I
yeah.
love him. So like no shade or anything, but I feel like he kind of went viral based off of kind of letting the ladies know that, he liked the ladies and calling us Pookies and everything. He established a
Mhm,
sort of like Pookie Nation. Now he has millions of followers, including me, on
mhm,
social media. So if you call that thirst trapping, somebody's getting paid from it regardless. So it's now, creating a influencing type of career for someone. So I can't knock someone down for trying to live their best life, and like it's content that I like, to be honest with you.
yeah,
But to each their own. Um yeah, that's on the male side, but on the female side, I think it kind of goes the same way. Like depends on, I guess, what your niche is. If you're trying to get into like, I don't know, fashion or modeling, like maybe that could get misconstrued for thirst trapping just because, someone has a pretty face. But yeah, to each their own. So
hmm.
it is what it is, in my opinion.
It is what. It is what it is. I mean, I think. Do you feel like
I'm finna
you
take my
have to?
jacket off. Hold on.
Oh, do you? Do
BRB.
you? I guess my thing is, do you have to do something extra? I'm gonna use our terms, my to be have a good Instagram, a good following.
Not at all. There's some people that have content that all they show is like their pets, right? And their pets will have millions and thousands of views just for their pet being funny, like their dog or something. Like this one girl, she has a pet cat, and she and the cat just be fighting all the time, like this orange cat, and like that content goes viral. So I don't think you have to be extra in any way, but you do have to bring something that makes you interesting and put it out there. And I think the audience can decide for themselves if it's thirst trapping or whatever. But if it's intentional thirst trapping, I think people can kind of feel that. But if you're not like intentionally trying to do that, then I don't know, people just send you love anyway, you know?
Okay, okay. So if you was a musician, let's say you play the guitar, or I like the guitar, I like the violin, and you want to create a Instagram page or YouTube page to create a following for you, what would be something that you would do that will spark interest in other people to get them to follow you?
So if I was playing an instrument, what instrument would I play?
Well, yeah, I was really picking like I like the violin. So let's say you play the violin.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
Do you
used to
play instrument?
play
Oh,
I
go ahead.
used I used to play the flute like back in middle school. So
Mhm,
I would probably pick that again. Like in band, I played the
mhm.
flute back in band. So does that count? Wait, does that I don't know if that
That
answers it.
that does answer. Let's say the flute. Let's say you on your Andre 3000 and you got your
Yeah.
flute, whatever. You don't have. Do you have your flute there with you?
No, I don't. I don't.
Oh.
We had to give them back after that
Hmm.
class. Like after that class in school ended, we didn't get to keep them. If you did want to keep them, I think you had to like actually pay for the flute itself, but I didn't actually keep it. And I didn't
Hmm.
continue like playing afterwards. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Well, you know, I guess do you what would you do if you want to create a page about your music if you got the flute or whatever? What would you do?
Ooh. I don't know. I probably like copy somebody in a good way. There's this guy that
No.
was on Complex. He did an interview with Speedy Norman, and he was talking about these hacks that if he had to start from 0 followers and like gain his following back up, what would he do? And he was
Mhm,
talking a lot about like cross promotion. Like he would take his YouTube content and repurpose it. Like don't quote me, but he would repurpose his YouTube content and put it on like Instagram and TikTok. So I don't know. I'll probably start on YouTube. Probably start on YouTube with like recording myself on the flute, playing the flute, and then putting that content on Instagram and TikTok, and maybe like sequencing with other creators that are also doing that play instruments or play songs to
mhm,
play my instrument to popular songs. Like Lizzo, she plays the flute as well. So I could probably do like a trending audio to like one of her tracks and like play the flute with her and like a duet on TikTok or do a sequence or something like that to like some music that I like and then just play the melody on the flute and then put that on TikTok, use the right hashtags, and then who knows what could happen from there. It could go viral or I can gain some followings, join some groups on
okay.
Facebook.
So basically, kind of create like a everyday page. Like this day, I'm gonna be doing this. Next day, I'll be doing this, recording this song. Next day, I'll be kind of like building your audience. Like you're building your information to attract your audience. Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. And it's just really about staying consistent. Like consistency is the key. And originality as well, being original with it.
Okay. All
Hmm.
right. All right. You're gonna probably laugh about this one here. How come I haven't been a guest on your fabulous show? What's going on here? I'm just gonna say it.
Because you
I
haven't
just
asked.
I, I've been waiting because I watched it and I'm like, man, I got something to say. I got
Well,
something. I got nothing.
to be honest, I'm kind of in the middle of revamping and like redoing the whole vibe of my show. I changed my logo recently to, so it used to be like the black and khaki and white colors. So now it's like a purple type color. I made laptop stickers. Hello. So I'm just kind of like trying to redo how I want to do my content. But I do a host to host series. So don't be too upset. But yeah, there's still a possibility you come on my show. We could chat. But I think moving forward, I want to have each episode to be about a feeling. That's how I initially started this. The concept for my show was to have feelings based episodes. So like each episode is like today's feeling is, I don't know, pick a feeling. Pick a feeling. And then talk about that. At first I thought it was super corny, but now I think I want to go back into that structure and talking to
No,
people based off of that.
I, I'm okay. I'm gonna be very transparent with you, and I'm
Hmm.
gonna feed in on what you just said. I'm looking at revamping everything I do because I heard something that kind of sparked an interest, and it was like you grow based off of you being you. So sometimes people get on there and they front. So get on there and you start doing something, and then you're kind of like, all right, here is my show today. I want to talk about the game that was between the Raiders and the Chargers. And the
Oh my
Chargers,
gosh.
and it's like, wait a minute. No, you gotta be
Yeah.
you. If that's you, which most people are not like that, then it's not going to do much.
Yeah.
But if you get in there and you kind of be yourself and relax, and you kind of give the audience what you need to give them, then I think that's going to be that will help you. So also the segment, and I'm gonna be a little transparent here. I'm gonna go back to you. This is why I want to. This is the reason why I want you on here because my feeling is I've been a little sad, been down. I was up for a job. I'm gonna be real transparent.
That's real. Yeah.
I was up for a job promotion, and I busted my butt 3 years, and I got an opportunity. And they came in and they talked to me. Well, they actually sent me an email. Love my resume. I already worked for the company, and they was like, "Oh, you'd be a good candidate." Then I had my phone screening, talking to the guy. He was like, he liked everything. He said, "We're gonna set up time. We'll come down here, come down there. We're gonna fly in from Pennsylvania to interview me directly." Have a 2 minute, 2 hour interview where we walked around. I felt like good about it, really good about it. Then I met up with um, the lady online. She was kind of like the second in charge. We talked. She did most of the talking.
Hmm.
She asked me questions. I answered them. I did exactly, what I said I was going to do. Answer the questions. Tell them about my experiences. What you're going to be getting in an employee. I'm already work for the company, and seemed pretty good. So the hiring manager called me, and I was like, okay. We talked for 15 minutes. She seemed like the person that was going to say if I like them. I feel like she's going to say yes. And she seemed like she signed off on me. We talked about our families and all that. Then I got the silence, no call. I sit next to a recruiter, and she was like, "Have you heard anything? Have you heard anything? Everybody was vetting for you. My area manager, my general manager, all them. I got nothing." So then I was like, man, forget this. I said, forget this. I'm going to call the recruiter that was for that. So I called him. He said, "Oh yeah, I forgot. You didn't get the job." Then my mind went silent. I wanted to say some stuff, but I'm professional. And I said, "You forgot. Oh yeah, you didn't get the position."
What you
Now,
mean?
10 minutes before, I emailed the lady that I was the hiring manager. She said, "Oh, it was wonderful meeting you, talking to you the other day."
Mm-hmm.
We haven't been in communication at all. I guess I don't know what that was, and I've been dealing with that for um
Take your time.
probably about 3 or 4 weeks.
Wow. I'm really sorry to hear that. That doesn't sound fair to you.
It wasn't. It was how the person that was supposed to be doing his job just kind of brushed it off. So I went. I talked to people like, oh, and Ron, oh yeah, you gonna get this job. Like literally, they were getting ready to hire another person in my position to take over because I was getting ready to leave. Already, another lady got a position and she's moving on to a different position. And they was asking me, I was like, hey, I just went on. For about a day, I couldn't tell anybody. I was upset. I don't know. Again, I'm not. I didn't do this. This is supposed to be your thing, but
No, I enjoy listening to. I think that's the main reason why I started this was because I know other people have stuff that they want to talk about, and I want to be more empathetic towards people. And hear what they have to say in their stories as well, because like your story matters, your experience matters too. um it's not just young people going through it. I know like the Gen Zers, we like to say like we going through it, but like everybody is, to be honest, if you're a human being still here, like you going through some stuff. So thank you
mhm.
for sharing that with me. That seems like it was a struggle for you. So I really hope that you're able to push through it and find something better. Because like what's meant for you, I believe that what's meant for you is meant for you. It will never pass you. So life has a way of working itself out for you. So just have faith in that. Yeah.
Hold hold on a second. All right. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back.
You bet. You bet.
Whew, I ain't never done
You
it.
good.
Okay.
You good.
Okay. All right. So feelings.
Hmm.
Uh, is there certain feelings that you? I guess I don't know how you get your people on there. I don't know. Just kind of tell me the process of you getting your
Yeah.
show episodes.
Yeah, so it's something that I'm working on, my structure, and I really have to give a huge shout out to someone who reached out to me on Instagram because I'm a student right now. So my organization has been kind of all over the place. So I needed a content calendar. So her name is Alicia, not Alicia Welch. She reached out to me. Oh my gosh, I might have butchered her name. I think it's Alicia.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but she reached out to me on Instagram and she's like, "Girl, like I can help with organization and this is what I do. So if you need help building a content calendar and planning out your shows, I can help you with that." So she's been super helpful for me in that process, but it's been kind of messy in terms of like me trying to figure out like who I want to talk to and how I'm going to structure my shows because like as much as I want to, I'm not going to be able to talk to like every single person. So I think having my content built around a theme. So like it's Black History Month now. There's going to be other themed months and other themed days coming up. So I'm thinking of tailoring my content towards those specific areas and then reaching out to people that I feel like fit that. Um, I want to start getting like big name people on my show, if that makes sense. I hate to like put people in categories, but like big name in
Yeah.
terms of like, oh, like you've seen them on TV or we know their names or their household names or something, and trying to talk to them and getting a different perspective out of them. But so far, I've just really been talking to people that pique my interest. Like the last person that I talked to was a creative artist based out of LA. I liked her content because I found her on LinkedIn. She has this company called Culture Lab that she
Okay.
founded. It's like this hub for creatives. And I just found it to be so interesting. So I just like shoot my shot. And so what I basically do is just I find the person's email, will reach out to them, say, hi, I'm so and so from Dallas. This is what my show is about. I would love to talk to you about da da da. Here's a link to my calendar if you would like to connect. Let me know. Would love to talk with you, set up some time. Outreach has definitely been a thorn for me. I'm not the strongest when it comes to reaching out to people. I may see someone that I like and like just kind of get in my head a little bit. But yeah, that's something I'm trying to work on within myself is to just shoot my shot anyway. Like
No,
what is there to lose? What the worst they could say is no.
no. I mean, I think that about myself too. Like I told myself just the other day, that's why I wanted to get you on here. Because I know you're real. I know you're a really good person. And like
Thank you.
I yeah, I'm just not going to sit there and let someone think that it's so much bigger than me because they have a big following. And I look at their following, and I'm gonna use a word that y'all use in y'all area. It's a they're really super cap. They really are super. I mean, you got
Yeah.
10,000 followers. I found out you pay for them. I'm like, why are you doing that? Why are you paying for it? But you want people to know that you got these certain numbers. Then you got people who are thirst trapping.
Mhm, mhm.
Then you got people on there that are scamming,
Oh,
selling
yeah.
a service.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
let's not
for
forget.
example, like I followed this. I haven't seen her again. I found out she was scamming. Literally saying that I'm got this business, and then I'm this type of investor, and I'm gonna teach you how to run the money up. As they say, I'm gonna run it up, and then they take a picture of them out somewhere at a car lot or a little place. They take a picture of Ferrari and this, that, and the other, and then come to find out they were selling these ebooks, and the ebooks
Oh,
were
I've heard of that.
cut and paste people. They will cut and paste the ebook together, sell it for $5, saying put their own little title on it. People are buying and stuff, just
Mhm,
building it. And
mhm.
they're like, then they just go away for a while. Then they come
Yeah.
back with some kind of other thing. And I don't think that's real. So how do you avoid certain things like that in, you know, I guess with your guests? Like when you're afraid to have a guest on there that's really not about what they're about. Well, that a fear for you?
Sh Sure. You mean, like, if I'm reaching out to someone, that I admire and, like, I bring them on my show and they're, like, not what they seem to be? Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, that would definitely be disheartening, because you always wanna make sure that you're talking. I don't know, like, people can always surprise you and disappoint you. So, I think I just try to do my best to control my questions and my reactions. I can't control other people. Um, I can't control what other people say either. That's kind of like the other downside, maybe like kind of scary part of being a podcaster too, is like you never know what's going to come out of people's mouth, what they're going to say, or like how they're going to treat you before and afterwards. Like
Yeah.
that podcaster Bobby Altoff, I think she did a show with the podcast with Drake, right? When they were both sitting in the bed or something. I think afterwards they told her to take down that podcast episode. I could be wrong, so don't call me, don't
Okay.
come for me. But I think they told her to like take it down or something. So you never know like what the impact could be because podcasts are so informal. They're like very informal. Anyone can say anything. Someone might, think they're going to get canceled or they could get easily offended. So I just try my best not to take things personal with people. Like I know my intention going in. Like if I like your content, that's why I had you on my show. Um, but the after the the post production stuff is kind of up in the air. So
Well, right. Like, see, I have like my own unique style. And I'm gonna ask you about yours, but like I try not to use the fake backgrounds. That's not my style. Like this is really
yeah, that's
my
real.
real place. This is really my wife is the Delta. You know what I'm saying? This is really like where we live at. And I try to be outside. I try to
Mhm.
be. That's my aesthetic. Some other people do what they need to do, which is completely fine. Um, so I'm like,
Yeah, this is my
like,
room. This is my background aesthetic, and this is how I started my first video podcast. I was actually just using my iPhone. I was just using my iPhone, and this was my background too. And at first, I was like, I don't know how people are gonna take it. Like, I'm just podcasting from my room. Like, who's gonna take me seriously? So, yeah,
me, real people, me. I'll take it. No,
yeah.
I really live this life. I really work. I'm gonna tell you, like, you know, I really got my work shirt right here. I gotta go back to work.
Whoa. You know, I'm thinking of that TikToker. Have you seen this? Are you on TikTok?
You know I am, but I really don't know it as well. That's why I try to get with you on certain things because I don't really know what to do with that. And
You gotta
I've
get on
talked so
TikTok.
much on YouTube. I
You gotta
know.
get on TikTok. There's this guy or this man who works at Walmart, Mr. John, right? He's a
Mhm.
doorman at Walmart. He went viral because some guy on TikTok was recording him, and he's like, "Hey, Mr. John," and then Mr. John was like, "I'm at the door, rain or sleet or snow, I'm at the door." Like he
Okay.
like that sound went viral. So it's
Was
people
that
like,
your southern accent? Was that your
huh?
southern accent right there? I
No, that
like
was
it.
Mr. John's accent.
Oh,
That
okay.
was John. But it's people like that when I see them on TikTok or something, I'll be like, for me, thinking of guests to have on, I'd be like, man, he would be a really great person to talk to, even for your show. Mr. John would be a great person to have on your show. I feel like he has a lot of good stories, from his day. So yeah,
Hmm.
it's basically like I just take inspiration from people around me. Some of my first guests were people that I found on TikTok. So
Right.
yeah,
Right. Like, okay. Not gonna talk about myself. When you bring me on your show, I'm gonna talk about my style.
for
But
real.
this is about you. All right, what is your style of show? Like, what do you like? You feel like you do something that's different from other people. Like, what's
Mm,
something?
that's a really good question. I feel like I'm still trying to figure out my style and what makes me different from other people. I do a speed round at the end of my show. So basically asking people specific quick questions like finish this sentence. I truly believe
Mm,
that. Dot
I
dot
like
dot.
that.
Like the last question I asked them is right now I feel. I think that's probably my favorite part of it because I get a sense of like how they're feeling after, like while the episode ends compared to before when it started. I'm trying to think like what else separates me. I don't know. Maybe I need to do some like introspection or journaling on that. Like what makes my show different. I don't think too much about that. I just kind of go with it, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah.
no problem. I mean, I think I know something that you may not know about your show.
Let me know.
I think what you do is you make people have feelings,
Mhm. Mhm.
but then you make people blossom their feelings. So I think sometimes I felt like one of the ladies you had on there was a little guarded, but the way you asked a question like a friend. That's your style.
Mhm.
You don't
Mhm.
ask a question like it came from a book. You don't sit there and like even though you probably do outline certain things,
Yeah.
you don't ask a question like, okay, I got Oprah here, so I'm gonna ask her every single thing that I have here. And I'm no, you're literally computer, desk, full aesthetic. We're just really just talking. The only problem is I'm talking to you through social media or through a camera. If you was in front of me, I'll ask you the same way. That's what I feel like your thing is.
Mhm. Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure your heart rate's like steady. No problems. Some of
I'm
people's like,
very calm. Yeah.
right. Like
Yeah.
I think if you had Barbie is herself in front of you, I think you would be like, hey, tell me what you really think about Ken. Hey, in this world here, you know, I want to know. I pay attention to you. That's what I want to let you know. I want to know if you and Ken are really item or are y'all playing? Is there another Ken out there? Is there another person? I'm sure there is. You're Barbie. Whatever world you want, you got. You know. So I feel like you have a friendship. You have a friendship
Mhm.
style of pocket. Me, on the other hand, I'm a probably a. Why you laughing?
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm,
It was just the way you set that up.
yeah,
But
I'm
continue.
probably. But that's just me though. I'm just me and me.
I feel like
I'm more of a.
you have like a underlying sense of humor though that you could really tap into. That would be like really hilarious, you know?
Hmm,
Um, because like you have a way of bringing funny like humor out of like just really maybe dry or like sad situation or whatever. You can find the happy in it
mhm.
because like if you really dig into it, it's like it's not that bad. That's kind of like the vibe that I get from you. You have like really positive people on your show from what I've
Oh,
seen. So I like
okay.
that there's like an underlying positive vibe, you know? Like I feel like you don't want to leave the show. You don't want to leave your guests with like a negative feeling when they leave your show. So
Hmm. Really? Okay.
yep, yep.
I guess it
Well,
makes
you just
them
talked about
actually.
Barbie, so I love, I love me some Barbie. So
Hey, I completely, I dig what you do, and sometimes I wish I could actually sit down and listen to more. I try to knock you all out at work sometimes because I think when you open that door for that guest, I really find a gem in what they say. I really think that I believe that
mm,
the best things are organic. I don't think
mm,
everything has to be completely structured, even though I need to be more structured myself in my own life. Just like with you, I'm gonna throw you out. I'm gonna put you on blast. You would
okay.
throw that calendar, the book you so quick. So you want to be? I'm pretty sure you're a really organized person. And
Hmm.
I'm like, dang, she really on her game. For all the guests out there who want to be a guest, you're gonna get a real wholesome person. Forget all those people who, sometimes they can be fake. You
Yeah.
you need to get with the real wholesome people. You need
Hmm.
that in your circle. You
Hmm.
need people like that. So whoever
Hmm.
wants to be a guest for her show, y'all really should just be DMing her, hitting her up, say I need a spot. She throw you that calendar, and you need to go and book a spot with her.
See, the calendar is key because the calendar kind of weeds the real from the fake, in my opinion. Because some people, when they see a calendar link, it's like, "Oh, wait, this is for real. This is legit." I don't think because when you're dealing with time, now it's like, "Oh, I have to give some of my time. I have to give some of my time away," and that's how you can really tell, like, "Oh, this person is really down." And even for me too, it's really showing like I'm willing to set some of my time aside to talk to this person too. Like, time is super valuable, like I'm realizing that now. So when you put a calendar up, it can either like scare people away or like, bet, let's meet, let's talk for like 30 minutes. Like,
Okay, cool. I wanna do this. I want to bring you on for part three because you're such a good guest. I'm gonna have to. I really went over my time because I get up here and just be
yeah,
just
like
be talking.
39 minutes, not even that bad. Like,
I mean, hey, sometimes people have to edit and all that, and sometimes people go way too long,
see,
and
yeah, see, like
you
I
know.
like to edit. I'm really like, I'm into editing. I actually just finished doing sorry, there's some hair.
Mhm.
There was a YouTube, I just finished recording a YouTube video earlier today. So I have a separate YouTube channel. I don't know about you if you know that. It's like on my personal page, as told by Victoria.
Mm-mm.
So I just been kind of like dabbling. So I made a video. I edited and published a video yesterday about 23andMe. So I took the 23andMe DNA test like last year. And so I basically just like talked about my results and my experiences with the company because they sent me a DNA kit. The company did for free. For free.
A DNA kit.
Yep. Yep.
Uh,
You gotta watch
okay.
the video. You gotta watch the video.
Send me the link. I'm gonna
I'll send
watch
you the
that
link.
video. I'm gonna watch that video. Just to kind of get. I'm gonna go with a couple questions before I wrap here, but I just think about you and what you got, and
Thank you.
I really like what you got. I feel
Thank you, Mr.
I
Ray.
feel it.
Thank you.
I feel it.
Thank
And I
you.
think that everybody should know who you are.
Thank you.
Okay. All
Likewise.
right. All right. So let me go rapid fire here. First thing coming to your head, as I always do. Um, I'm gonna throw a couple things out there.
All right.
Here we go. Cinderella or Sleeping Beauty?
Sleeping Beauty.
Okay.
Oh, do I have to say
Incredible.
why?
No, you don't have to. No.
Oh, because
No, tell why. Tell me why.
um
I mean,
okay, so there's the Cheetah Girls. I used to watch them growing up on Disney Channel. I'm not sure if you know like the group with Raven Simone, Adrienne Bailon. They had
oh,
a song. They had a song called Cinderella, and basically the lyrics was like, "I don't want to be like Cinderella, sitting up waiting dusty for like a prince to come and save me. Like I can save myself." Um, yeah, it was called Cinderella. So that made me think of that. Like no shade against Cinderella. Brandy had, I would say, the best, one of the best remakes of the movie Cinderella. Like I was listening to the track on YouTube that she did from like the OG soundtrack yesterday. But I would say like Sleeping Beauty, like I had always like really liked that movie, Sleeping
mhm,
Beauty. Um, yeah, she was probably one of my favorite princesses. Now I'm trying to think of the storyline, like how it went,
mhm.
because I know at the end she was sleeping, and then the prince came, and it was like true love. I think because like now I'm thinking of Rapunzel. I'm not trying to get my princesses mixed up. Um, you know what? I'm actually gonna have to like go back and watch that movie and see like what about it made me really like it. Because I feel like the guy fought for her harder.
Okay. Okay. All right.
People don't come for me. Anyway,
I'm gonna
yeah.
leave you alone. I'm gonna leave you alone on that. All right.
Yeah, please, please, please.
Smoothie, or ice cream.
Both? Ice cream smoothie?
No, you can't have both. Mm-mm.
I can't.
No. I'm not.
uh,
Okay.
uh,
No, I'm gonna leave that alone. No, I'm going there. Date. Would you rather have someone buy you smoothie or ice cream?
oh, that's hard one because you already heard. Did you hear about the list where it's like, no. I'm thinking of the
No.
Cheesecake Factory.
All right. All
Uh,
right. All right. We can go there. We can go there. Since you
so
don't brought it up, Cheesecake
something,
Factory.
no, yeah, it was something that was like number one. Don't take a girl there is like Cheesecake Factory, and then there was something that was like taking someone for ice cream on the first date, and then she was offended by that. She was like, "That's the bare minimum. Like, why would you take me for ice cream?" I don't see a problem with the ice cream. Like, that's what
What's going on?
with the
I don't know what's going on.
it's a bougie thing. It's really just it's a quality thing. I feel like there's nothing wrong. Just even the gesture of wanting to take someone out on a date is just very nice. So I personally don't understand the madness with that. But going back to your original question, I would say ice cream is like fine because Michelle and Barack Obama, their first date was like getting ice cream. So
Yeah, it's
fine with me.
what's going on in this era. I don't understand the feelings. You know what? I'm gonna let you figure that out. I want you to talk about that on your podcast. I'm gonna chime in.
I'm gonna get canceled though.
Women never get canceled.
Oh yeah, they do.
No, they don't. Sukiana, okay, she will get up here. Wait a minute, I can't say. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. She, women will get on there like her, will say any and everything that doesn't sound appropriate, but she never gets canceled. The only person that gets canceled and she does it herself is like Monique. Like they won't hire her for stuff because she's up there so called speaking her mind to the people who are going to be writing the checks for you. So
Not
women don't
necessarily.
get canceled.
That was a bold move on her part. Like Cat Williams kind of said anything he wanted to say. Great podcast episode. But I feel like it was probably even scarier or more nerve wracking for Monique to speak up because she's a woman, a black woman. Like even for Taraji P. Henson, like that might have been very scary for her to speak up because now you have money on the line from a studio that's like, oh, we have someone that's speaking up about how she's being paid and against one of our executive producers. How's this going to look as compared to a man saying something like that. So I think it is kind of like harder for women to actually speak up and vocalize how they really feel because it can affect their reputation, their financial stability, um and just like their relationships in general, like how people view them.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. I mean, I don't feel like that part is equal. It's never going to be equal. I just don't think women don't cancel out women. Like I feel like that's at least I haven't seen it. Now Monique, yeah, but she was already kind of canceled out years ago. I mean, in a way, she didn't get the same specials as a counterpart Dave Chappelle and some of
Mm-hmm.
the other people did with Netflix. She never really did. She spoke out against the people who are writing the checks for her. And I noticed the other people didn't do that. Even though you feel like you might be unpaid, that's a better way to do it. I don't think that's a good example of what she should have done. I think between if you think you compare her and Taraji never called out the people. She was just saying, "I need equal justice." Because if Kate Blanchett and she gave an example, I can't think of the name, not Brad Pitt. Well, anyway, like the fair comparison, you're not gonna make as much as the lead in the movie,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
she was the number three and she was the best supporting actress. Her money should have been somewhat closer to where the number two person was, and it was so far. There was such a difference between the two. It made you question on what the studios and the people were doing. Same thing at my job. If both me and Miss Susan are doing the same exact job, we should get paid equally
Right.
for what we're doing based off of the area we live in and our job. But Miss Susan may move to, West Mead, California. Cost of living is different there. So I can see how she's gonna get paid more than me because of the difference where it's at. But I can't sit there and call out my employers for something if it's equal. So in Taraji's case, I agree she's underpaid, but she wasn't the co-star.
Yeah.
Kate Blanchett was the co-star in that movie. I think Brad Pitt was the lead. I think it was Benjamin Button.
Yes. Hmm.
But the disparity was between her and Kate was so big that didn't make sense. So I know she understood that the way she explained it, she's still getting jobs. Monique's not, because she literally went after the people that were saying that they were doing her wrong. My opinion. I would support both of them. It was just the delivery between the two. I'm sure you and your sister say, "Hey, we did the same chore. I took the trash out. I did this, but then she's gonna get $10 more extra to me. How is that? Make that make sense?"
Yeah, I was just you. Yeah, you just took the thought out of my head.
But that's just. And I think your sister's older than you, right? Are you older?
No, she's a year older than me. We're just a
Okay,
year apart.
yeah.
Hmm.
Shout out
Hmm.
to your sister.
Yep.
Um,
Shout out, Chance.
all right, but you know, hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is what it is. It bees what it bees. That's what I say like all the time.
Again, hey, I got to wrap because we can talk about some stuff. I got to get you on for part three because there was some things that I need to talk to you about, but I know I couldn't get it to it on this one
Yeah,
because, but I'm still waiting on my invite for your show.
it's
All I'm
on the way.
saying is,
It's on the
it's
way.
it's on the way.
It's
Is that
on the
what
way.
you just said?
It's, it's on
I
the
think
way.
I'll be a pretty good guest. I mean, I do. I look at the other people, and I'm thinking, I'm like, hey, why can't I be a guest? Invite me. I think
It's
I
on
can
the
deliver
way.
something.
It's
Huh?
on the way. It's on the way.
All
Hmm.
right. All right.
But yeah, now like you really have me thinking. So number one, I gotta watch the whole Monique episode because I haven't seen the whole thing.
Yes.
And then what was the other thing? That the dating about the women being really picky about the first dates and like why ice cream is not really
You
valid.
know what? You know what I want you to do?
Hmm.
Please do this for me.
Hmm.
I want you to watch, but I want you to have a guest, and I want you to ask another lady that question. Ask them a first date question from a lady. No men around. Where would you want them to take you? What do you expect? Do you have a dollar amount? Uh, if you let me, I might do that myself, but something different.
Right.
No,
Why
no,
you
no,
giving
no,
me
no,
the
no, no. No, it's gonna come different. It hit harder for
yeah.
you all because you're the one that's getting the opportunity to be on the date and saying that you like something or don't like something. I don't see that. I just feel like it's a problem now. I feel like it wasn't a problem before. I might be wrong about it. I never really took anybody on no bad dates or being super cheap. I wouldn't even take you out if I didn't have any money to do something.
Our yeah, our
But
generation is just super picky from what I've noticed. Everyone has their own preferences. Even me myself, like I feel like, yeah, you can't just take me anywhere. But if someone asks like, hey, like to take where would you want me to take you on the date? Like I probably would just describe, you know, like let's do a picnic or something. Like it doesn't have to be like, oh, let's go to like Cheesecake Factory or so and so restaurant. Why does it have to be so generic? Um, but
yeah,
that's just me. But that is a really good topic ideas to like actually ask. You may have just given me an idea for one of my classes because we have to do like a social issue campaign type thing. So
hmm
that might actually be the topic. So thank you. Thank you very much.
it should be.
It really
It
should.
definitely. Okay.
Really should.
Um. Again, I appreciate it so much, and I'm gonna wrap here. But as I tell my people, make sure that you do the right thing. That's what we need to do, the right thing. And if you got something out there that you need to say, Hey, speak about it. Create a podcast. Talk to a friend about it. Don't just be in your feelings all the time. Because
Right.
I get into my own feelings. I'll just be
Yeah.
real.
Yep.
And
And feelings are not facts too. I also want to emphasize that too. As I've been going along this process as a podcaster and with my show name and everything, because a lot of people are drawn to the name of my show. Feelings are not facts. Feeling your feelings is healthy to do. If you're feeling sad, you got to lean into that. Or if not, it can manifest itself as anger and then all this other toxic stuff. Um, but it's not facts. So the meaning that you shouldn't always have to like use your emotions as an indicator. Like sometimes you really got to tap into like logic as well. So that's something that I'm also learning and trying to understand better. Yeah.
understood. All
Yep.
right. Again, thank you so much.
Thank you for
And
having me.
we will wrap and we will talk again. Peace, everybody.
Peace. Thank you.
Doors and windows on.